Another week forward in the NFL season. Week 10. Yes, week 10. As we head into the weekend of November 9th, 2024. That is when my dates are terrible, Crevonte. It's actually going to be the 10th. So November 10th. Time is moving so fast. We've been talking about it for a while. It is finally here. Watch the Commanders preview on weekly Flex Zone podcast video list. And none other than my brother, the one and only Commanderlorain Crevonte, joins me for yet again. And it's only right that we play his music as his team is 7-2. Crevonte, another week, baby. Commanders weekly preview with my good brother Crevonte. You asked me to be here, so I appreciate it, my brother. Always a pleasure to work with you. How you feeling, man?
Always. Easy money, man. Yeah, you pitched this idea to me. I was like, man, I know the streets was humming for it, man. I know the streets was talking, man. So I could definitely fit into my schedule to do a little post, and we can definitely do a post because your Ravens took a wild W on Thursday, so that's always good. But I'm excited to see. This is another good measuring point or measuring stick to tell my offense where they are, because we are going up against a very elite level defense. So I'm excited.
Yes, watching the Ravens has me literally pulling out my hair, America, but the show must go on. I look better by Sunday. Steelers travel to Norwest Stadium. I'm still getting used to saying that, Crevonte. They'll play the Commanders for the first time on the Washington football team since 2016. The Steelers have won the last 6 meetings with people actually there at the 80th game in the series that dates back to 1933 when the Steelers were known as the Pirates. And these are 2 of the 5 teams pretty much who helped start part of the NFL merger as well. Quick notes also. The Commanders, number 3 overall offense, number 3 rush offense, number 11 in passing, number 3 scoring. Steelers defense, 9th overall, 4th against the run, 21st against the pass, 2nd in scoring. And Commanders defense, 14th overall, 29th against the run, 6th against the pass, 5th in scoring. Steelers plus a negative 10. Turnover differential, Commanders -5. The last time Commanders Crevonte were 6-0. Excuse me, 5-0 at home. 5-0 at home. They won the Super Bowl, ironically enough. Your thoughts coming into this game? A lot of numbers I just threw at you. You're 7-2. Best start since, what did we say last week? What was it? 96? And then you're
96. Yeah.
Yes,
96.
96. You come into this game pretty much as favorites. Let me look at quick updated numbers. You guys still are, I believe, favorite as well. 2.5, so kind of a 3-point spread. What do you think about this game? Just initially, your first thoughts. Big time game. I'm sure a lot of Steelers fans will be in the area.
Nah, for sure. My first thought was in 2020, we played this team and the Steelers were undefeated at 11-0, and it was in Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken, and we somehow, some way, led by Alex Smith at the time, went into Pittsburgh and beat them. Craziest thing, and we stopped their undefeated streak. So obviously not the same circumstances, but they, have elite level defense, but offense is not the best. So this is a good, like I said, a good measuring stick to see where our offense is. And also Russell Wilson. This is the first time we've seen Russell Wilson. So it's going to be interesting to see the different matchups that we have against the Steelers defense led by Omar Epps.
Yes, it was a 23-17 victory in December of 2020, as Crevonte mentioned. But before we get to your keys to the game, Crevonte, and to some of the unfortunate injuries, you guys made a move. One of the guys you asked for, it was on your Commanders trade deadline early Christmas list
Yes, it
from
was.
your university that you also root for. Let the people know how you feel about this trade and what does it mean. Obviously, we'll get into the injury report. I guess we can get to the injury report after you talk about it. He will not play this week, as will another player we like, one of your running backs. You can go from the trade to the injury report if you like.
So like I said, he was on my wish list for corners. It was J.C. Horn, Denzel Ward, and of course Marshawn Lattimore, two of the guys that went to the Ohio State alumni, and then are alumni of the university. He's a top tier corner. I was upset that we wasn't able to get anytime we have a good guy come out of Ohio State. I'm upset that Washington is not able to get him, but he's been a Pro Bowler, top tier corner in this league, and a guy who can really legit shut down a number one receiver. I believe we gave up. I forgot. Was it a third or fourth and a sixth, something like that, and we get a fifth in return, along with Lattimore. So we gave up pretty much 2 picks if you cancel everything out. So that's a great move, and Adam Peters we trust in DC because everything he's done just about it has hit. So I'm sure he did his due diligence and went over the medicals, because Lattimore does have a hamstring that he's been dealing with this year. So that's a little concerning, but Adam Peters still pulled the trigger. So I think he's going to be good with it moving forward. So great trade. It satisfies a desperate need for this Commander secondary. So this will be good moving forward. Maybe Joe Witt Jr. can have a little bit more breathing room, him and Dan Quinn, with calling the defense. Because of the timing, I'm not surprised that he's not playing. I was almost hoping that he wouldn't play with the hamstring, and I don't think he's been playing. I think the past 2 games he didn't play. So I'm cool with him sitting out the Steelers game, and we're on a short week, so hopefully we could gear him up for the Eagles and that matchup against AJ Brown. But I love the trade, absolutely love the trade, and I hope we get him healthy so our defense could be a notch or 2 better. Also, Brian Robinson missing second week in a row. He is out. Then he had a hamstring as well. So the hamstring is a funny injury, because it could kind of come and go. You may be out 1 week and then you got to be out for the next 3. So we're gonna miss him, but we got some guys running back by committee. With Ciro Rodriguez, Eckler, we got some guys that can fill the void left by Brian Robinson. But those 2, well, really Brian Robinson, because we know what he can do as our running back number 1. But him and Lattimore will not be playing against the Steelers, and I'm okay with it.
Let's look at the matchup. I guess before we get to your keys, and you can kind of go into your keys. Jayden Daniels, rookie quarterback, against Mike Tomlin, who has a historically really good record against rookie quarterbacks. Obviously, the guys play the Ravens football, not the guy who does well against rookies. This is the toughest defense you're going to face probably so far, I'll say. TJ Watt, we know the guys they have on defense. Just traded for Preston Smith, Cam Hayward, Joey Porter Jr., Minka Fitzpatrick. Hey, I keep going on and on.
They did get Preston Smith. Oh my God, they did get Preston
and
Smith.
Mike Williams on the offensive side. So
right.
So
Preston Smith.
You thought about the rookie quarterback going against a team like this, and I know you're a little concerned about the O-line, but this will be a real test.
So I'll say this. I'm not as concerned about the O-line as I was 9 weeks ago. They look like they have been playing together and the chemistry seems to be gelling. But TJ Watt don't care nothing about that. Which is there's a lot of guys on his defense that we need to be concerned about, and TJ Watt is at the top of the list. I just want us to be able to move the ball and protect Jayden Daniels. You give him time, we see what he can do. You don't give him time, we see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be probably our hardest test defensively of the year. You know what I'm saying? Even I'm talking about like now, and even the teams we play after this. This is probably not probably. This is going to be the toughest defense we face for the year. So this is a big test for Cliff Kingsbury, the play caller, and Jayden Daniels. But Jayden Daniels has built a great chemistry with Terry McLaurin and his other receivers. Terry McLaurin also went to the Ohio State, same draft class as recruiting class, same recruiting class as Marshawn Lattimore, and I believe Noah Brown as well. So we got a couple of Buckeyes on the team, which is cool. But Jayden Daniels just keeping him upright and keeping him upright and keeping him moving. So I hope Cliff Kingsbury has a couple things. No, we don't want Jayden Daniels dropping straight back too much. If we go move a little left, move a right, because we don't want TJ Watt to get comfortable with what's happening, and then he could find a way to disrupt everything. So have TJ moving laterally instead of forward is what's going to be important for Jayden Daniels in this offense moving forward.
Well, Crevonte, let's do it. Let's get into your keys to the game and your prediction. We'll just go straight to it. We won't keep the people waiting. They want to know.
I'll say offensive. Okay, we'll start offensively. Staying out of. We got to stay in front of the sticks. No, we're going to limit negative plays and limit turnovers, because this defense is elite. They take the ball away. They put pressure on the quarterback. They're great at rushing a passer. So, no, staying out of long yardage situations. Second and long, third and long are terrible, are absolutely terrible against this defense, because they know you have to pass. And TJ Watt and those boys on that D line are going to feast. So we need to mix in a healthy, we need to be balanced. So avoid negative plays. We want to stay out of long yardage situations. Need to be balanced in the run game and the pass game. So, like I was saying before, TJ Watt and those boys can't tee off on Jayden Daniels, because they got to worry about moving laterally. So be balanced on running and passing, and turnovers. Turnovers is every key. I don't care what. Turnovers is a key. We have to limit our turnovers and limit our turnovers, negative plays, and be balanced in the run game and pass game. And fun fact, well, I might have said it already, but I think I said it in our last show. We only have 3 turnovers all year. 3 turnovers all year. So we need to keep that momentum up. And if we could come out this game with still 3 turnovers on the year, that'll give us an opportunity to win. But we turn a ball over against a team like this, they'll make us pay for it. So that's the offensive side of the ball. One side of the ball we really ain't talked much about is the defensive side of the ball. Like we said, Lattimore will not be there, so we got to rock one more week at least. Well, I guess I could say, one more week without Lattimore fully healthy. So Russell Wilson, keep him in the pocket. we don't want him to be moving about. Being able to keep him contained and keep him in a pocket. I heard a phrase earlier this week. I forgot who said it, but stop the run so you can have fun. I forgot who said it, but I loved it because it's right. You got to stop the run because that's what the Steelers love to do. They ground and pound. Steelers and the Ravens are, pretty similar with how they want their identity, what they want their identity to be. Stop the run so you can have fun. George Pickens, they don't have a lot on the outside. Mike Williams is still just got there, so I don't think he's going to be a big factor. But George Pickens definitely is. They don't do great throwing the ball down the field, but you throw it up to Pickens, 50-50 balls are really 60-40. You know what I'm saying? Because he's that type of athlete. And he's also want to attack the ball. So I think Benjamin St. Jude should fare a little bit better this week because his Achilles heel is when he's playing guys like that are quick and fast and agile, like Zay Flowers. I think he'll fare a little bit better with a bigger receiver who's not as, agile, moving side to side. But up and down, that's all George Pickens. So Benjamin St. Juice, you got your work cut out for you. But being able to stop this run is going to be very important because they don't have a high-powered passing game. So they're going to run the ball, do play action, and all that good stuff. We need to stop the run. Stop the run so you can have fun. Keep Russell Wilson in the pocket and on the outside. Just make sure George Pickens has a average to pedestrian day. That's very, very important.
Now, a lot of times in games like this where teams are evenly matched, Crevonte, I do like to look at special teams and coaching. Any nuggets there you want to point out? Tomlin, Quinn, they got a kicker now that's really good. They have a really good kicker, Chris Boswell. I think this could come down to a field goal or two. What do you think about those aspects of the game real quick?
Boswell has been kicking our whole lives, pretty much. I feel like he's been kicking for a very long time, and he is what consistency is. It's just some guys where it's like remember Robbie Gold back in the day. Is he still kicking? Is he still in the league?
I think he's out. I think he's out.
Okay, we'll say he's out. So back in the day, I guess I could say. And the Kansas City's kicker,
Mr. Buckner,
right? Very, very consistent. Jason Tucker. Well, Jason Tucker's got he may be on a decline a little bit, but very, very consistent for the most part. If you're taking the totality of his career, so kicking the special teams is going to be very, very important. Steelers, they'll block a punt every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Things like that can happen and completely change the course of the game. I just think everybody needs to be very disciplined in their special teams and not let anything goofy like that happen. We gotta no block field goals, no block punts because they are really game changers. And we legit got a guy. He had I think he might have showed up on an injury report earlier this week. If he's not on it now, I think he had a right hip. So I was like, oh, that's terrible. That's terrible timing because I don't have to go for it on all 4 downs. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be interesting moving forward. And Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches in the league, and he teaches toughness and discipline. That's what we need to have on our side of the ball. And I think we have for the most part. With the 3 turnovers in 9 weeks, that's pretty good, especially led by a rookie quarterback. But special teams, don't let nothing special happen in special teams. That's nothing special needs to happen about special teams. We have to be able, and also our punter, Trust Way, one of the best in the league. If we get into a field position battle, I like our chances because Trustway is really good at flipping field position. So I like our chances on the punting side of the game. But I think field goals, we're probably about even if our guy plays, I think we're about even. So defense is going to be tough to score. It's going to be tough to score points. But if we get into the high 20s, if we could somehow get into the high 20s, I think that would be enough, because I don't think the Steelers have much offensively. But if we give up the ball, they'll have something. You know what I'm saying? So nothing special in the special teams. That's just nothing special in special teams.
Well, let's get your prediction, Crevonte. I did pick the Steelers just coming off a bye and Mike Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks, but it would not shock me if the Commanders do win because of you guys' offensive firepower. How do you see the game playing out for the good people?
On the Flex Zone, Monday nights right here on a good YouTube airways. Me, Byron, and our brothers come together and we talk a little junk. Go through the different sports. On that show, our flagship show, I said that I picked the Steelers as well. Just because I'm not sure we're ready for that level of defense. I'm not sure. And Jayden Daniels has surprised me and done very well thus far. Mike Tomlin, just like John Harbaugh, they play pretty well against rookie quarterbacks, no matter how good they're playing. And Jayden Daniels is playing outstanding football right now. But I think this may be one of them games. I'm feeling like Jayden Daniels hasn't had that game where, well, outside of the first game. Well, he even scored 2 rushing touchdowns, so I can't even say that. But he's going to have that game where it's like, he is a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's going to be this game. And honestly, truthfully, I hope it's this game and not the Eagles game. You know what I'm saying? I'll drop one. I'm cool with dropping one to the Steelers if I'm good for the Eagles game. So I'm waiting for that game to happen. And I'm hoping that game happens sooner rather than later, because I know it's coming. He's not perfect. So it is probably going to be against a defense like this, where he's not going to have a lot of time to throw. He's going to have to run a little bit. He's going to have to move laterally. He may have to force. He may feel as though he had to force a throw here and there, and still the defense may not have it. So I think I did pick the Steelers. And if I pick the Steelers, it's probably going to be a low scoring game. So I'm thinking probably 23-20 Steelers. Field goal victory,
I can see that happening. 1 o'clock game. You got the 18 Jim Nantz, Phil Simms on CBS. Started 2 games in 5 days. Home against the Steelers, then travel up north to Philly for a divisional round game. But we know how tough you guys always play the Eagles. You throw the records out the window, and now with Jayden Daniels, arguably the best quarterback in your division, Crevonte. I mean, Jalen Hurts is playing well as of late, but Jayden Daniels has set the precedent. These look to be the 2 teams that are on a collision course for the division crown, and you still got 2 games against the Eagles. So, hey, you'll take 1-1 in these 2 games.
Oh yes, I would definitely take 1-1 because be the Giants. We swept the Giants, and I ain't gonna hold you. I think we're gonna sweep the Cowboys too. So 5-1 in the division is amazing, and we have to split with the Eagles because I feel like they're probably gonna sweep they only played the Giants once, I believe.
Yep.
So
they play the Cowboys Sunday.
Right. So we may mess around, have the same record in the division, which means we'll have a similar record overall. So we have to split. If we somehow could get a sweep, that would be amazing. But I'm not gonna reach. I would like a split, and we're gonna need it moving forward, especially those conference games at the end, because I know we have the Saints and the Falcons towards the back end of the year, and I know our last game is the Cowboys for the second time. And I think that one's in Jerry World. So these are a lot of NFC games coming down the stretch. So then they're all important. So definitely need those moving forward. And short week, and this is our coming on a short week divisional opponent. That's gonna be tough. And the Steelers might beat us up. That's what I'm scared of. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, and this our last. We played the whole AFC North after this. Even if we go 2-2, I think that's a win. We're 2-1 right now, but I'm cool with 2-3-1, 2-2 against the big bad AFC North. I will take it, but you know I want the Eagles game.
Speaking of which, after the Steelers game Sunday and after the Eagles game Thursday night, maybe to Friday morning, like we were last night, or into the morning with the Ravens, we're live, Crevonte, for the post-game show. No Ravens the next 2 weeks when you guys play, so we'll be coming to you live. Letting people know what they can expect, as we'll not only be talking about the Commanders and the Steelers game, we'll be talking about every game that day, breaking it all down, giving our instant reactions, the big highs, the lows, any major storylines coming out of Sunday's action.
Listen, man, you guys are. I want to get to the point to where we can do this live. Like this is that y'all have built up some consistency with that, and it's really cool to watch. I try to tap in whenever I can to obviously support, but you guys are really good. And then I think it's fun to have one of us out in the elements and be out and about. So it's like, all right, yeah, we're kind of like a mobile podcast in that sense, to where as though we do it live and one of our guys is there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty cool. So never know where's Raj. That's a thing we used to do back in the day. Find out where's Raj going to be or where's Dre going to be. These are guys that's, you know they're going to be in studio, they're going to be at home, or they're going to be out in Tampa Bay or out at Embassy Bank. It's really cool. So what you're going to expect is you're not going to know where Dre or Raj is. That's the point. That's the fun part. And where's D popping up ever so often too. So it's going to be a surprise to figure out where everybody's going to be. And I think that level of not knowing could bring some spunk to the consistency that y'all have already presented.
Yes, Commanders fans, we are going to give you a preview the rest of the season leading into each game. We're going to get that preview to you, and we're going to do a post game. Like I said, we know the next 2 weeks we'll be live. We'll try to be live as much as we can. If not, it will be pre-recorded, but out as soon as possible. We'll get it together. We'll figure it out. But you guys have been asking, we're going to deliver it to you. Maybe even get others Commanders fans involved that we know working on that as well. But we're in a stretch run, and we probably will have a potential postseason edition of the preview and post-game show as well. So good problems to have on the channel. Commanders fans, we got you. Crevonte, the Commanderlorain, here and present and accounted for. With yours truly, God's favorite host. Any final words, Crevonte? I'll give you the last word before we get out of here and we see the good people Sunday evening for the post-game show.
It's going to be fun to watch. We have our own version of the terrible towels that the Steelers have. Steelers fans probably travel the best out of all the fan bases. Steelers fans probably travel the best, so they're gonna pack it out, and we are sold out. So there's gonna be a lot of terrible towels, but they will be giving out burgundy towels to try to counteract that. So it's gonna be a lot of burgundy and gold going on. So their terrible towels probably won't look as bad. So that's gonna be fun. So we'll figure out some time to get the preview for the Eagles, because it is on a short week. So we'll figure that out. But for this Sunday, looking to be competitive, guy. Looking to be competitive, and if we pull out a win, that's good.
Crevonte and I will be back on Sunday. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the game. Good, bad, ugly. You're a Steelers fan. Let us know how you're feeling. You're not a fan of either team. Leave your favorite emoji. Anything in the comment section helps us out tremendously. As always, we'll be live with previews and post-game reactions here live Sunday, live this coming Thursday. And as Crevonte mentioned, we'll get a preview to you early next week for the Thursday game as well. the co-founder, voice of reason, senior producer, and Commanderlorain himself, captain of the Goofy Ship. Crevonte, appreciate you having me with you, brother. And it's going to be fun as we roll through the stretch run of this season, heading towards the playoffs.
Let's do this.
As we leave, no better way than with the Commanders theme song. So come on, take off every host. Signing off. We'll see you Sunday. Commanders, Steelers, post-game show, week 10 recap, and Thursday again on the Flex Zone Podcast. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Peace.